So, you know that thing they say about the apple not falling far from the tree? Well, nobody knows it better than 50 Cent's son, Marquise Jackson, because he just jumped into this whole Lil Meech, Big Meech drama with his father, and he's trolling the crap out of them. Interestingly, though, 50 Cent was apparently not pleased that his son inserted himself on the chat, and he allegedly warned him to get out of the way if he didn't want to get caught in the crossfire. Meanwhile, Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, has been spiraling in 50 Cent's DMs, trying to convince him that he's loyal and his father is not a rat. With each new development in this drama, it just gets more and more interesting. Like, is 50 Cent really threatening his own son over a beef with some other people? And does Lil Meech really think 50 Cent is going to back down just because he said pretty please? Let's get into it. The drama between 50 Cent and Big Meech has now escalated to the point where their sons are getting into it. And now something we thought was just a little bit of drama is looking like it's going to be a multi-generational feud with lethal shots being thrown from both sides. You know what's crazy about all this? Up until recently, 50 Cent and Big Meech were not only friends, they were also business partners. But you know what they say, when friends and family betray each other, all you need to do is follow the money. So it all started after Rick Ross and Big Meech linked up for a welcome home concert scheduled for February 13th, 2025. As you guys know by now, Big Meech recently got out of jail after almost 20 years behind bars. Before he went to prison, Big Meech was the ringleader of one of the most notorious crime organizations in the US. Big Meech, whose real name is Demetrius Flenory, teamed up with his brother Terry Southwest T. Flenory to create the Black Mafia family, a and money laundering organization. They ran almost unchecked from the 1980s to the early 2000s, even branching out to other areas of interest like music. However, it all went south in 2005 when the DEA and FBI raided many BMF safe houses and seized millions worth of assets. Firearms and cash were seized. This also led to the arrest of several top-ranking members of the organization, including Big Meech and his brother Southwest T. The brothers were charged with conspiracy to distribute 5 kilos or more of possession with intent to distribute more than 500 grams of conspiracy to launder monetary instruments, and 2 counts of possession with intent to distribute more than 5 kilos of. After a long trial in 2008, they were both sentenced to 30 years in prison. According to reports, the Flenory brothers made over $270 million from their operations, and they lost everything. Whatever wealth he might have had left after the raids was spent on legal fees and probably supporting his family while he spent the next few decades in jail. So, the first thing he did when he got out was to hop on a collaboration with Rick Ross for a concert that would generate at least some cash to hold him over till he gets his cut from the next season of the BMF series. Okay, so for those who don't know, the Black Mafia Family Show is a TV series based on the true life story of Big Meech and his brother Southwest T. The role of Big Meech is played by his son, Demetrius Flenory Jr., aka Lil Meech, while the role of Southwest T is played by Haitian-American actor Da Vinci. And get this, 50 Cent is the executive producer of this show, while his production company, G-Unit Films, is one of the production companies on the project. The other co-producer of the movie is a woman named Tammy Cowens, to whom Big Meech sold his life rights. We don't really know the details of the contract, but it's believed that Big Meech gets a cut of the proceeds from the movie. However, since the release date for the next season has not been announced yet, it's unlikely that Big Meech will be receiving any checks soon, which explains the Rick Ross collaboration. However, 50 Cent didn't see it like this. He saw Big Meech's collaboration with Rick Ross as a betrayal because Rick Ross is a former correctional officer, and 50 Cent doesn't trust him. As far as 50 is concerned, Rick Ross is still the same Officer Ricky he was all those years ago. So when 50 Cent saw Big Meech smiling around with Rick Ross, he was not about to let it slide. He called Big Meech a rat in an IG post captioned, "The biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cowan. Her tell-all docu reveals the truth." 50 Cent doubled down in another post where he shared a photo that said, "The truth and nothing but the truth. BMF. Who is Tammy Cowens? In the caption, he added, "This is gonna blow your mind. Doc U coming soon. The facts are stranger than fiction." Boom. This left fans scratching their heads about what 50 could possibly mean. Who is Tammy Cowen? And what secrets were going to be exposed? Well, it all goes back to Big Meech and his jail sentence. Remember how we said Big Meech was sentenced to 30 years in jail back in 2008? Well, a lot of people did not understand how he could have gotten out so early. That's when rumors started flying around that Big Meech had cut a deal with the feds to snitch on someone else in exchange for his release. Now, according to sources, it was Tammy Cowen who helped Big Meech secure this deal. Allegedly, part of the deal was for him to line up someone else for the feds to arrest. And Big Meech apparently chose his friend and longtime business partner, St. Louis drug kingpin Dion Gatling, aka Cuffy. Big Meech and Cuffy weren't just causal friends or business partners. They knew each other's families, and Big Meech was like an uncle to Cuffy's daughter, Tamara Gatling. Tamara later came out to confirm the rumors that Big Meech lined Cuffy up. According to her, the family was devastated when they found out what Big Meech had done, and her father felt very betrayed. However, she revealed that Big Meech wasn't working alone. He had help from none other than federal informant Tammy Cowen. 50 Cent had gotten tired of Big Meech claiming he was with him only to turn around and work with yet another possible government informant, Rick Ross. 50 left fans shocked when he confirmed that the BMF series would not be renewed for a new season. He posted screenshots of a bunch of texts from Big Meech's son, Lil Meech, with the caption, "What next season title?" In the texts, Lil Meech was defending his father, explaining that the only reason why Big Meech collaborated with Rick Ross was for the money, not to betray 50. He said, "They just told me you unfollowed me off Instagram, and now you managing Skillet Baby when I brought him around you first, when you didn't even have a clue who he was. Now you mad at me when I would take the shirt off my back for you. I can't believe this, man. You act as if I'm your enemy. I've only showed you love and loyalty. I'm human. I go through my own ish, but I never switched up on you. F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. This internet-ish is throwing me off, man. You know me in real life." It was at this point that 50's son, Marquise Jackson, jumped into the conversation and trolled Lil Meech for thinking he was special or something. However, streets are saying 50 was mad at his son for inserting himself into the conversation. Allegedly, 50 warned his son not to get into his own fights. As you guys probably know, 50 Cent and his son have not been on great terms for a long time. Firstly, 50 didn't actually raise his son. Marquise was raised by his mother, Shaniqua Tompkins, after 50 split with her. After the split, 50 and Shaniqua had a long and bitter custody battle over Marquise and didn't reach an agreement until 2008. During the custody fight, 50 told MTV in 2008 that his relationship with his son was changing because he and his mom aren't friends anymore. He added, "There's different channels I have to go through. He has lawyers appointed to him through the court. So I have to talk to his lawyers to get things situated for me to actually get him. The relationship between my wallet and his mom has changed. When people have expensive habits, it's a hell of a transition for them when that money is not there anymore. She said all kinds of things about me I never would expect." Because of his terrible relationship with his son's mother, 50 Cent extended that aggression to his son. He believes both Marquise and his mother are entitled and only care about his money. The official arrangement gave 50 Cent visitation rights, and he was allowed to see Marquise one weekend every month and to share holidays and vacations with his mother. However, a source later told People magazine that while 50 supported his son until he turned 18, he has been estranged from his son for many years. Marquise has also commented on his fractured relationship with his father. In a 2017 interview with Wrap Up, he said his relationship with his father completely went south when he was probably like 10 or 11. He added, "I started feeling differently about him because growing up, my dad was my superhero. He's on television, he does this, he does that. But then, as I got older, you start realizing things or seeing certain patterns, and it takes a toll on your relationship with people." He also lamented the lack of communication, saying, "I can't tell you the last time we even had a dialogue." 50 faced a lot of backlash for a 2018 comment he made on a photo of Marquise and the son of 50's longtime rival Kenneth Supreme McGriff. 50's comment said, "If both these little dudes got hit by a bus, I wouldn't have a bad day." Fans were outraged about this comment because it was way too low. even for 50 Cent. However, a source later revealed that Marquise does this kind of stuff to get a rise out of his father, adding, anytime 50 is having a problem with anyone on social media, his son will seek out that person and then make it a point to post it. However, things only got worse when, in October of 2022, Marquise offered to pay 50 Cent $6,700, the amount 50 paid in monthly child support, for 24 hours of his time. Marquise wrote, "Since y'all think $6,700 is so much money, someone tell my pops I will pay him $6,700 for just 24 hours of his time, so we can do everything I ever wanted to do with him as a kid." It was a pretty sad post, and a lot of people thought it was a cry for help. Marquise clearly wanted a relationship with his father, and he was hoping the post would get his attention, but it didn't.